Welcome back to Newswatch. On Wednesday, the president signed an executive order to strengthen child welfare programs in the U.S. It will provide more support for adoption programs, foster care families, and families at risk. Joining us now with more is Kimberly Offit. She's the National Foster Care and Adoption Director for Bethany Christian Services, and she has adopted 4 children from the foster care system. Welcome, Kimberly.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
First of all, you've been working during this pandemic to continue placing children with foster care parents and adoptive parents. How has COVID-19 affected your work?
Oh, the greatest impact that we are seeing right now is a delay in reunification and a decrease in families willing to serve as foster parents. COVID truly has had a devastating impact on our reunification efforts of those children whose parents have worked so hard to regain legal and physical custody of their children. Many biological families have lost their income, their housing, and support. Court proceedings were delayed, and in-person visits were not possible. And as an organization, we've just had to pivot. Recruiting families willing to open up their homes to new children in the middle of a pandemic has been understandably difficult, but it hasn't been impossible. So we've been hosting virtual information meetings and trainings and even support groups for our foster and adoptive families.
And we know that there are more than 400,000 kids in the foster care system and that 20,000 children age out of the system every year, finding themselves at age 18 with no permanent family. Many of them go on to college, but then have become homeless during the pandemic as campuses have closed. What can you tell us about these kids?
See, we've all seen the statistics of what happens when children age out of the foster care system. Too many of them become instantly homeless when they age out, when they turn 18. And then within 2 years, these children can become homeless, like we said, on drugs or incarcerated, where yet another system, the criminal justice system, is raising them. And then we're right in the middle of a pandemic, and you see youth, like you said, who've worked so hard to enter college, and then the dorms close. So now what? It's so important as we look at the changes that have been proposed in this executive order. It is so critical. Improving those resources that will provide enhanced support for kinship care and older youth exiting foster care is vital.
The president's executive order aims to provide more resources for caregivers, including trauma-informed training. How will this help the kids?
Oh, the trauma-informed training definitely will help the kids because our parents will have a better understanding of what the impact of trauma will be on the children. Kids who enter foster care because of abuse and neglect, and their behaviors that they display comes and stems from their trauma. And so if we have families who understand trauma, then they can keep these children safe. They can bring them to healing and wholeness within their home. And then you'll see more of a better transition in the families and safety and security with those children.
The executive order also will strengthen partnerships, I understand, between state agencies and public, private, and faith-based organizations like Bethany. What are you hoping to see happen?
Well, I'm telling you this, we definitely applaud the executive order's approach because it underscores the need for all groups, government, states, nonprofit partners, faith communities, and families to work better together for the sake of vulnerable children. One sector of society can't meet this need on its own. It takes all of us working together. So we're very, very excited about this and grateful for the opportunity to continue working with them on that.
All right, Kimberly Offit with Bethany Christian Services. Thank you for your time, and also thank you for your efforts, including adopting 4 children yourself.
Thank you.
Blessings to you.